Hello, it's Telmange. I'm back with JU-88's over Murmansk in IL-2 Sturmovik 1946 Dark Blue World. And yes, we're almost done with this campaign. I think this is mission 9, I think, maybe. I think the last one was 8, I don't know. But anyway, we're close to the last one because there's only 10 missions in this campaign, so let's get on with it. The last missions against the harbour at Murmansk went well. Now we must turn to our next target, the train station. Primary targets are parked trains and any relevant infrastructure. 9 JU-88's will take part on the strike mission. Comrades from the JG7 will fly cover. We can expect moderate flak and plenty enemy fighters. Good luck. Great, plenty of enemy fighters. That sounds interesting. So we're going to be heading straight for Murmansk, where the train station is. I think we've been to the train station once before, actually, or I could have dreamt that. Let's check out the aircraft. I need to change something with the bombs. I'm going to try changing the delay a bit. It should be fine because we're attacking land targets, not boats or anything, so the bombs won't sink. I don't even know if they actually sink in when you attack ships and stuff. I don't know. 5 seconds is realistic though. 5 seconds sounds about right. Everything else is fine. Fuel fine. Yeah. Okay, great. Alright, let's do it. Let's fly. Right, here we are. Firing up the old engines. Make sure all throttle's down at 0. And there we are. Lots of JU-88's out today, so if we can all stick together, we might have a chance of getting back alive. All engines selected and flaps down, and let's do this. That's our throttle. Full power. For the tail to lift up, try not to run off the runway. Tail is lifting up. And we should now be able to pull back and take off. Gear up. And we've got 2 salvos of bombs. I think they're 500 kilogram bombs, if I remember correctly. And let's check our map heading here. It's been a while since I've flown this actually. I've been a bit busy, which is why I haven't got any new videos out recently, so I apologise. I'm going to try and rectify that. Put the flaps up now. The plane naturally kind of dips, and if you just let go of the stick completely, it just dives towards the surface, so you need to keep back on the stick. What else was I going to say? As we're getting to the end of this campaign, it's going to be time to start thinking about what campaign to do next, which country to fly for, whether I'm a fighter or a bomber or a fighter bomber, what kind of plane, which front I want to fly on, all that kind of stuff. So as usual, any suggestions are welcome. If you've got a burning desire to see me do anything in particular. There are a few things which are already kind of on the list, which are the German ME-262, I think it is, the kind of jet plane, and I've got a campaign in mind for that one. And also I was thinking of doing a Japanese campaign as well, preferably a carrier based one, but I'm having trouble finding good Japanese campaigns. There's lots of German ones, quite a few American ones and Russian ones, but there seems to be precious few dedicated Japanese campaigns, and most of the ones I found are land-based ones, so landing on airfields. And I'd like to do some carrier stuff, just so you could all laugh at me crashing hopelessly each time I attempt to land a plane. So if anyone's got any Japanese campaign suggestions, I'll be very grateful to hear those. Also, subscribers have been growing. I think we may be between 250 and 300 subscribers now. I haven't checked recently, but from memory I think that's where we were at. So thank you very much everybody for subscribing, for liking the comments and for commenting. I have to apologise, I'm not very good at replying to comments in a timely manner. It usually takes me a few days to get around to it, so sorry, but I do try and reply to everyone's comments as long as it's not too abusive or whatever, although I haven't really had many abusive ones or any really. So yes, thank you very much everybody for supporting my little channel. I think that's everything I wanted to say, so it's time to skip ahead. Long flight as usual with this campaign. And I will come back again in a few seconds. Alright, here we are. As you can see, we're coming up now, as per usual, to take our final turn towards the target. I was a bit worried at first because I was missing quite a few JU-88's, but now I can see them, along with a nice reassuring flight of BF-109s, which will hopefully be able to protect us. Not sighted any enemies or anything like that, so that's all good. The target should be, let's take a look, over in this direction. I can see some flak bursting already. Time to turn the stabilizer off. Whoa! Whoa! I think that's the elevator trim I had to use to keep the stabilizer stable. The problem is when you take the stabilizer off, the plane suddenly jumps up in the air. Okay, here we go. And let's see if I can remember how to set up the bomb site. Right, bomb site altitude, we want to drop. We can drop fairly low, I think. 700, well, let's try 600. I'm going to go for 600 meters. Velocity is 400 kilometers an hour, if I remember that right. Let me just check. Some notes here somewhere. Yes, 400. Good. And the railway station is here apparently, so it's near the coast, kind of a quarter of the way down the length of the city. So hopefully we can actually spot it. I don't know where it is. I don't see any. It's difficult to make out the different buildings and the train tracks. I see factories and stuff and little buildings. Should be passing over it momentarily. Maybe if I try and watch where my comrades drop their bombs, that might help. I'm kind of clueless right now. Okay, where's this guy going? He's dropping his bombs. There, okay, alright. Well, let's just follow their lead. Oh, we're getting a bit of frame rate problems with all the explosions. Oh, hey, brake, don't forget that. Now, let's aim for these buildings here, which are kind of intact. Ah! Oh my god, I dropped the bomb by accident. I was scared by that noise. Okay. Did we hit anything? We destroyed some buildings. Oh no! Nose gunner's killed. We've got lags. I don't know if we're being shot at by planes or looks like anti-aircraft. But the nose gunner is killed. I can't even remember his name. I think it was Hans. I think Hans was the nose gunner. Then we had Helmut and Wolfgang. So Hans is gestorben. And more fuel tank leakage. This is not good. This is not good. We need to get away from this city. Prop it down a bit to try and preserve the engines. Lots of anti-aircraft fire. We haven't been bothered by fighters too much because of the Bf-109s, which is a blessing. But we still need to get out of here alive. We've got at least a couple of fuel leaks. Fuel's showing fine at the moment, but that could change. We've got an I-16 over there attacking my colleagues. And people are dying apparently. I don't see anybody in a great deal of trouble. I'm going to try speeding up to catch up with these guys. Oh my god, look. That's not good. At least three fighters. A couple of them quite far away. I need to adjust the elevator trim because we're kind of pulling up, which I don't want to do. But that was fairly successful. I mean, unfortunately, the game doesn't recognise buildings as being recognisable targets, in that you don't get credit for just blowing up a couple of buildings. But if we pretend that this is real life, then obviously blowing up buildings is very valuable to the war effort, especially if they're railway buildings or industry buildings or factories or what have you. So engine's overheating, let's throttle it down a bit. So I think we can call that as mission accomplished. Oh god, we need to turn around as well. Unfortunately we do have one dead nose gunner. But nose gunners are fairly common. All they have to do is just sit there and shoot at things, you know, it's not like they have to operate any special machinery, so I'm sure we can find another one. I never really liked Hans that much anyway, so I'm more of a Wolfgang guy. Let's take a look at the map here. Okay, yeah, so we're heading back now. Let's try and get the fighters over here if we can. Nope, no other fighters nearby apparently. So we just have to hope that these fighters overhead don't decide to take a shot at me. See, the fuel level has dropped slightly, I think, but nothing too worrying as yet. Not a lot more to say. We're just heading into the setting sun. What time is it? 20 to 8. And we're heading in a westerly direction, so yeah, it must be setting. Nice flight of JU-88's up ahead. I'm going to throttle up again. Open the radiator a bit because I'd like to catch up with them, because I'm kind of by myself at the moment, and that's not an ideal thing for a bomber such as myself. What's this guy doing? Don't even think about it, just fly on by. He might be returning to base, we might be safe from him. Meanwhile, people are bailing out, left, right and centre. Oh. Yeah. Whoops. Well, they all bailed out. That's one thing. Although, if we're still behind Russian lines, they might prefer to have died in the crash, knowing what we now know about how the Russians treated their prisoners. But then the same was on the German side, so you know. They were both pretty nasty governments, let's just put it that way. Have no sympathies for either of them. What is this? Ah! Oh god. Whoops. I just got a Steam notification, sorry. I'm just trying to see what this guy's doing. Is he flying away, or is he coming up for a go at me? I think he's flying away. Fly away, fly away! That'll show him. Looks like he's just doing loops. This is no time for an aerobatic display. This is war! Well, he's gone. Okay. I think we're in the clear. Alright, well, let's take a quick look at what other people are doing. I think this will be my fellow flight member. I don't know where he is. He seems to be okay. More JU-88's. JU-88's. Hiding crewmen. A couple of BF-1 in, well, 4 BF-109s. That's good news. And back to JU-88's. Okay. And take a look at enemy. And here is the train station we bombed the hell out of. Bit of a glitch there with the flames, but that's okay. I-16. Another I-16. I-16. No lags. I guess all the lags were destroyed. Excellent. Okay, well, time to skip ahead, and I'll see you when we get to the airfield. Okay, so back at the airfield. The fuel has dropped quite a bit. We've just got over half a tank left, but no worries really. Still plenty to get home. And it's time to try and spot the airfield and land the plane. Should be off to our right somewhere. Maybe it's obscured by an engine. I see it. I see it. They put some lights on for us. That's nice of them. Okay. Let's try and land this baby and get hands to a morgue. Don't slow down too much though in the turn. Landing lights, navigation lights, and let's just put all the lights on just for fun. Why not? Still going too fast to lower the flaps, so let's throttle down a bit. And we're kind of out of line here. You're way out of line. Now we can lower the flaps and put the gear down. See, there's a bit of damage on the plane. Can we see? I'm trying to see Hans, but couldn't, and now I've just completely cocked up my approach. Okay. 180 kilometers an hour, and that's not too bad. Gonna need to make a sharp turn left once we're in line with the runway. Descending at a fairly steady rate. Settle down a bit more. And this is looking pretty good. Pull up a bit. Still dropping. And there we go. I think that's one of the smoothest landings I've ever actually performed. Excellent. Right. Let's get off the runway so everybody else can land and end the mission, shall we? Lights off. Slow down before we get bumpy. And full stop. Shocks in. Engine 1 off, engine 2 off. Nice! We managed to survive. That's a bonus. Well, I managed to survive. Hans wasn't so lucky. But never mind, we'll just have to drink some schnapps in his memory. Yeah, so that's that. Quit mission. Didn't get any ground kills for that because we only destroyed some buildings, but we can still count that as a success, I think. Total missions flown. It says 8. I think that should be 9. So maybe that was mission 9 we did. Did I say that was mission 9? I think I did. Okay, well, that would mean we've only got one mission left. Wow. Alright, so that's that. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again, I'll see you again next time in what I presume will be the final mission of this campaign. Thank you. Goodbye.